YouTubers, good morning. Mike Martins here. Mike Martins channel. I want to thank everyone for joining me. I want to thank everyone. Guys, don't forget to join me tonight for Trends in the Housing Market. 7 p.m. Western Seaboard time. That's LA County time. That's Seattle time. That's Vancouver time. Anyways, I want to bring something up. It's kind of important, and it's something that people... This is what I think, guys, so feel free to leave your opinion below in the comments. I believe in the second line of the Declaration of Independence. Don't quote me on this, but it's the people under God. Now, I believe that the freedom of assembly, the freedom of speech, the freedom of all that stuff, freedom of the press, I believe that it is the law of God. It's not the law of man. It's not the law of the state. It's not the law of the province. And it's not the law of the country. A country or a state can't take that from you. Right? But now people are telling me right now in the comments or watching this saying, what are you talking about? They could cut that off in a heartbeat. They can't. But they could cut off God. Yes. Because these are the laws of God. These are like the God, the laws from, like, not man. These are God-given rights. How do they remove freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom of assembly, freedom of discussion, freedom of... How do they remove it? By removing God. By removing the 10 Commandments in I don't know, that city hall there and down somewhere in the States. By removing the cross. By removing all remnants of God. Because once they remove God, then they get our free speech. But once God is still in the picture, there's no way, no state, no person, no government, no province, no king, no queen can take away our God-given rights to talk, to express. But, like in many communist countries, the fear of God doesn't exist because God has been taken out of the equation. And once God leaves, so do your rights. And that's why they're trying to, like that lady from the that stupid show The View, is trying to associate God with mental illness and stuff like that. That religion is a mental illness. And these people are being organized to go against God. To take God away from us. God is one thing that no one could ever take from us. We could lose God, but we could always go back. And I'm not trying to preach. I'm not trying to preach the Bible. I'm just telling you what is what. Like if you listen to even the Mexican national anthem, Mexicanos, it was written by the finger of God, not by man. Because once man is the main part of the equation, everything falls apart. You see it through the wars we're having, the banking system corruption we're having, the housing collapse, everything. And once they remove God, then everything else falls apart with it. In a lot of communist countries, they've eradicated free speech and freedom of discussion and freedom of the press Because the removal of God. Why do you think they're burning all those churches in China? Why do you think in China they're putting people in reforming camps? To Catholics in reforming camps so that they could stop. Because once you have God, you have everything. But once they take the God away from you, watch out. No state, no, it's not the freedom of speech. It's not the law of man. Freedom of assembly is not the law of man. Freedom of the press is not the law of man. Now I gotta reread the Declaration of Independence because I forgot. But the Founding Fathers wanted to make it very clear that it's God first. That's why on every American coin, until it gets taken off, and every American bill, it says, "In God we trust." Yes, there's hidden Illuminati symbols everywhere. But in God we trust. Now they're trying to make religion a mental illness. And now they're trying to make religion... what was it again? They were making something about it the other day, and people were laughing. It's always on that stupid show, The View. They're always... These people do not live in the same lens that we do. They don't get up to go to work, these people from The View. They don't know what our financial... They live in a different financial setup. They don't know, okay? They don't understand. Oh, you're making $85,000 a year as a doctor. That means nothing. It means nothing. They don't know. Let me know what you guys think. The freedom of speech, the freedom of the press, the freedom of expression. I think it's the first or second line of the Declaration of Independence. Sorry, guys, I'm driving. I can't look it up. Look it up for me. Let me know. Second or third line. It's right there. And I think once they get rid of God, then you get rid of the free speech and the freedom of everything. But remember, guys, that is the law of God, not the law of man. The right to bear arms, that's the law of man. The right to all the other rights and amendments that were put into place, that's all the laws of man. Except the freedom of speech. And that's why it was written as the First Amendment. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Comment below.